The following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers. This is the TFfangeek coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful video. And this is just a quick collection update video that I wanted to share with you guys. This is my most recent Transformers purchase, and it's most likely with the Transformers action figures that are currently scheduled. The next wave of Transformers Age of the Primes and Transformers Studio Series that are being released. They're currently scheduled for some time, according to Amazon at least, but it could change. They're currently scheduled for release sometime in February of next year in 2026. Whether or not the next batch of Transformers action figures being released on the market will come out before and after Christmas, we'll have to wait and see at this point, as of November of 2025 when I'm recording this video. But recently I stopped by my local Target store, and I looked at the Transformers action figures they had on the shelves that I hadn't already added to my Transformers collection, and the only two there, I figured, you know what, why not get these figures? After all, I was going to pass on them entirely early, but here they are, the Transformers Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye collection, Transformers Devastation versions of Wheeljack and Sideswipe. So yeah, these guys are straight up repaints of Earthrise Wheeljack and Kingdom Earth Mode Sideswipe respectively. They have paint jobs based on their appearance in the Transformers Devastation video game, and compared to the original Earthrise version of Wheeljack, and even his figure from the Legacy E5 pack that came with Earth Mode Hound, same thing for Sideswipe, comparing him to Kingdom Sideswipe, and even the Siege Sideswipe figure that he's retooled from. Some collectors have been quick to point out that these guys have the blandest paint jobs out of the past versions of the molds that have been released, but all things considered, I still do enjoy how they turned out, and having them in hand, it is pretty nice. They do have pretty nice looking paint jobs for them. The main difference between these versions of Sideswipe and Wheeljack versus the original versions of them is that they are made entirely out of solid opaque plastic. So for those of you who have Kingdom Earth Mode Hound, just like his Siege figure, the windows and windshield of his alt mode are made out of clear plastic. So this version of Sideswipe having opaque windows, he's now, since he doesn't have clear plastic, in the long run the plastic will be less likely to wear out compared to the version of him made out of solid plastic. Because Wheeljack got a second release in the Legacy United line based more of his paint job from the Generation 1 cartoon, and the original Earthrise version of Wheeljack that was released back in 2020 had a paint job that was supposed to be based off of his original Transformers Generation 1 action figure. So comparing the two to each other, Wheeljack's the one that a lot of fans and collectors might be the most divided on getting, since this is technically the third use of Wheeljack. It's the fifth use of the mold overall. It was also used for Slicer, who was released in the Shattered Glass line, and also Exhaust, who was released in the Generation Selects line. And as for Sideswipe, someone asked one time in another review on another version of this mold, and with his release, I believe the Studio Series Devastation version of Sideswipe, I think, I could be wrong, but I believe he might be the 17th use of the mold that was originally used on Siege Sideswipe back in 2019. Yeah, there are that many versions of this mold that exist out there. Siege Sideswipe, Siege Red Alert, Netflix Sideswipe, Netflix Red Alert, the Walmart early release version of Gigawatt, Kingdom Sideswipe, Kingdom Red Alert, now Devastation Red Alert here. Then there was the Toxitron G2 Sideswipe, the yellow version of Sideswipe. Then in the Generation 6 line, we got Tigertron, Deep Cover, Netflix Deep Cover, Clampdown, who was released in the Velocitron subline. And I feel like I'm forgetting the other others. Oh yeah, there was the black G2 version of Sideswipe that right from the Siege line that was a Amazon exclusive with Slam Dance that recently was re-released on Amazon. And then there's other versions of the mold I feel I'm forgetting still. But yeah, the ones I just named off, that if you were counting with me on my fingers, that was at least 15 uses of the mold that was originally used on Siege Sideswipe. So yeah, it's been used a really long time. I believe of the action figures that were originally released in the Siege line back in 2019, I think Sideswipe is the mold that's been used the most often. It's been used more often than Siege Megatron and Siege Optimus Prime, and that's saying something. But yeah, so I decided why not get the More Than Meets the Eye collection Devastation versions of Sideswipe and Wheeljack, and since I did add them to my Transformers collection, I now have all 6 of the action figures that have been released in the Target exclusive Transformers More Than Meets the Eye collection. So here's the first one that was released, the Voyager class box set of Deluxe Perceptor with the 2 core class sized cassettes of Ratbat and Ramhorn. I also got Megatron and Optimus Prime. These are the 4 most recently released action figures in the Target exclusive More Than Meets the Eye Studio Series collection. Megatron and Optimus Prime are, of course, repaints of their of the Gamer Edition versions of them from the War for Cybertron video game. I was originally going to just get Megatron just to have another Megatron action figure, but when I saw Optimus Prime on the shelf, I figured why not get him as well, since their paint jobs are supposedly the paint jobs here on Optimus Prime and on More Than Meets the Eye Target exclusive Optimus Prime and Megatron, they're based more slightly off their appearances in the War for Cybertron video game. So it's surprisingly very diverse how the Transformers action figures that are released in the More Than Meets the Eye collection. Optimus Prime and Megatron are from the War for Cybertron video game. Perceptor is from Transformers Generation 1, so he's from the Transformers Generation 1 movie from 1986. And then you got Wheeljack and Sideswipe from the Transformers Devastation video game. But also, of course, the largest and most hard to find of the More Than Meets the Eye Target exclusive Studio Series collection is this right here. This is the Transformers Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye collection Transformers Devastation Elite Seeker and Ground Soldier 2-pack. So yeah, this 2-pack was released originally around the same time as Perceptor back in July of this year, but it's been found in very limited quantities, and a lot of fans and collectors have been finding it difficult to try and get this 2-pack. It was re-released at the beginning of October when Megatron, Optimus Prime, and also Sideswipe and Wheeljack were released for the first time, but it's still been released in limited quantities and so hopefully by the end of this month, by the current month of this video's recording in November of 2025, hopefully Target will release more copies of the Elite Seeker and Ground Soldier 2-pack for the Christmas shopping season. So hopefully they'll start to appear in larger numbers. But yeah, with these guys, I now have all 6 of the Transformers More Than Meets the Eye collection Target exclusive Transformers action figures. So yeah, Sideswipe and Wheeljack, for me personally, they were the 2 figures I was the least interested in getting. But all things considered, considering the fact that they're made out of opaque plastic and that Wheeljack, even though Wheeljack, he looks very similar to his Legacy United Autobot 5-pack version. The racing stripes on him, they are different from his Legacy United counterpart, and I believe it, and I could be incorrect, but I believe it is a slightly brighter shade of white plastic that he's made of than his Legacy United counterpart. And then of course for Sideswipe, he's a repaint of the Transformers Kingdom Earth Mode Sideswipe action figure. Kingdom Earth Mode Sideswipe was released in a 2-pack that was exclusive to Amazon, along with the Beast Wars version of, I can't remember if Sideswipe came with Grimlock or if he came with and with Beast Wars Skywarp. I think Beast Wars Skywarp was the one that Sideswipe came packaged with. But yeah, a lot of Transformers fans and collectors were kind of hoping that there'd be a second chance to get the Kingdom Earth mode Sideswipe, especially since, just like Wheeljack, Sideswipe's brother Sunstreaker was one of the Autobots released in the Legacy United Autobot 5-pack. So if you have the Legacy United version of Sunstreaker, the More Than Meets the Eye Transformers Devastation version of Sideswipe could potentially be a display beside him. One thing to note about Sideswipe is that in his official product photos, Sideswipe has the same ears, so he uses the same head sculpt that Kingdom Earth mode Sideswipe utilized, which is the same head that was used originally on Siege Sideswipe. However, here for More Than Meets the Eye for a Devastation Sideswipe, it's hard to tell inside the box because of my amp not wanting to shine in there, but Sideswipe actually has the shorter ears that were used on Siege Red Alert originally. Same thing as Kingdom Red Alert. So yeah, Devastation Sideswipe actually has Red Alert's head sculpt. And for those of you thinking that it might be an accident, I personally think that it was a product change because of this right here. If you look at Sideswipe's box art, that's the shorter ears. That's the head sculpt with the shorter ears used on Red Alert. So yeah, I personally think that they were originally going to make him a straight up repaint of Kingdom Sideswipe, which had the taller Sideswipe ears on the head sculpt. Oh, but then they switched it over to Red Alert, because on the box art, Sideswipe has Red Alert's head on here. So I personally think that was a product change. So if there, some people were asking in another review I saw a few days ago before I got Sideswipe and Wheeljack at Target, if maybe there might be two variations of Sideswipe out there. One where he's got the short ears like Red Alert, and then another version where he's got the long ears like in his product photo of his robot mode. Whether there are two versions of Sideswipe out there, I honestly have no idea if there are. If there are, I wouldn't know which version is the rarer of the two versions of him. But I am not personally going to go out trying to find and hunt for a second copy of Devastation Sideswipe just to see if he has the Sideswipe ears versus Red Alert's ears on it. I'm personally satisfied with it here. So this video's gone on much longer than I wanted it to. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the TFfangeek with my most recent Transformers purchase. I decided to get the Studio Series More Than Meets the Eye Target exclusive collection, Devastation, Wheeljack, and Sideswipe action figures just to display them alongside my Devastation Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. Someone pointed out that Sideswipe and Wheeljack, along with the Elite Seeker and Ground Soldier 2-pack, they, along with Studio Series Devastation, Optimus Prime, they're the only 5 Transformers Devastation products that have been sold in 4 boxes so far. Whether or not we're going to get more characters from the Transformers Devastation video game is uncertain at this point since Hasbro hasn't made any announcements. If I had to pick another character from Transformers Devastation, I would like to see a 6th character. I personally would go with Megatron. But that's just my own personal thinking. So thank you to all my friends and subscribers for your continued support. Or please comment down below what is your favorite Transformers product from the Target exclusive More Than Meets the Eye Studio Series collection. Are you going to plan on adding Wheeljack and Sideswipe to your Transformers collection? And thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the TFfangeek, and until next time, please remember to stay safe and stay healthy. Transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.